Hello everybody and welcome to the PCMR YouTube channel, that is Pop Culture Master Race. I am your host Brett Page, and today I want to talk to you about video games. As we come into the second half of 2016, I find myself reflecting on some of the great games we've seen this year. Uncharted Never Live. And then that gets me thinking, now what games we're getting for the rest of the year. So I decided to slap together a list of my top 5 most anticipated games for the second half of 2016.
Pokemon Sun and Moon.
Ah yes, a new Pokemon game. Some of y'all may laugh and judge me, but I've always been a huge fan of Pokemon since I was a child. Heck, last year me and one of my best friends went to see a symphony orchestra play music from Pokemon. That shit was dope. In these games, our Pokemon quest brings us to the tropical islands of the Alola region. And before you pronounced it wrong. Which seems to be a Pokemon's take on Hawaii, with Game Freak even noting that they took trips there for research. Yeah, I've taken trips to Hawaii for research too. So far we've seen about 7 Pokemon from the game, including the free starter Pokemon, which are Rowlet, Populo, and Litten. Little fuck boy. And the cover art for each game, which features legendary Pokemon Solgaleo and Lunala. I am butchering every pronunciation here. As far as gameplay is concerned, being a Pokemon game, the formula never really changes. But that's why us nerds love it. As a huge fan of the series, I will probably be sinking many hours to this game.
South Park, the Fractured Butthole.
What more do I need to say about this game? The Stick of Truth was hilarious. It's not like the gameplay did anything special or new, but that's the South Park humour and story we're in for. To be able to walk around South Park and interact with all these characters we know from the show. If you haven't played it, literally just check out a Let's Play on a YouTube channel. It is worth it, it is hilarious, it is so great. While the Stick of Truth was very fantasy, Lord of the Ringsy themed, this game is cashing in on the superhero market, with the first trailer we've already seen being a huge parody of Marvel Studios. And being a Marvel fanboy myself, even I found that hilarious. Though I don't want to jump to conclusions from how little we've seen of this game, but if this game is more like the Stick of Truth and less like that game from 1998, then it will be great.
No Man's Sky.
I'm sure you've all heard of No Man's Sky by now. The huge procedurally generated open universe by Hello Games, the makers of Joe Danger? The racing platforming hybrid thing? Well shit. When you look at the hype surrounding this game compared to what their previous projects are, it seems like quite an ambitious project that in other circumstances we might have not had as much faith in. But the whole idea of it has taken the entire gaming community by storm. Heck, just seeing the gameplay demo at E3 2015 blew my freaking mind. We talked about it in our E3 podcast episode. Look it up. Self-plug. It's currently slated for release in August, but with all the trouble this game has already had with the office floods and the legal battles, and they've already pushed the date back once, subsequent death threats from people because of it. Yeah, right. Threaten to kill the people making a game you want to play. Smart. Who knows if they'll stick with this release date. Either way, I am super excited to get my hands on this because exploring space, and more importantly, space dinosaurs.
Dishonored 2.
Dishonored 2 takes place 15 years after the events of the first game, where Emily Cauldron is now the Empress of Dunwall, gets overthrown and, say it with me now, dishonored.
He said it! He said it!
And she must reclaim her rightful place as Empress. In Dishonored 2, you can either play as Corvo, who we played as in the first game, or as Emily herself. But come on, who the fuck wants to play as Corvo when you can play as this badass queen assassin chick? Look at her, got the spells and shit. And And you know, feminism. Women can kill bitches too, y'all. I'll personally be playing as her because A, the badass thing, and B, I like how she has a whole new set of spells, which creates a whole different playing experience. Speaking of different experiences, unlike the first game, the developers boast that there is multiple ways of playing the game, creating a totally unique player experience. Which is technically true, but let's be honest, this is a stealth game. They want you to play with stealth. And even if you're like me in the first game and you're totally capable of running in and causing havoc, the game doesn't want you to, and they punish you for it. And to that I say, screw you Bethesda, I'm gonna have my cake and stab it with a fucking poison dagger too, you pricks. All jokes aside, I love the first game and I am so excited to keep playing and exploring this world.
Titanfall 2.
Now, for this fifth final spot on the list, I was conflicted. There are two games that are part of a franchise that I've never played before, but they're both different enough from the rest of the franchise that I want to play them, and still don't want to play the others. These titles are Battlefield 1 and Titanfall 2. And well, it must be the sci-fi nerd in me, but I have to say I am a bit looking for Titanfall 2. A game where you hop inside a giant robot and shoot things in space! What's not to love? Well, first of all, the first game, aside from only being PC and Xbox when I play on PS4, it was multiplayer only. And I am a devout single-player man, which is my way of saying I suck at multiplayer. That's why I haven't gotten Overwatch, that's why I've stopped playing League of Legends, and that's why I am forever disappointed in Star Wars Battlefront. And yes, I know what you fanboys will say. Oh Brett, Star Wars Battlefront has single-player missions? Bullshit! Star Wars Battlefront has as much single-player missions as I have had sexual experiences where I didn't disappoint anybody, including myself. But in Titanfall 2, they have announced that there's going to be a single-player campaign. And from the looks of the trailer, it seems like the plot is going to focus on the relationship between a pilot and a Titan that had to connect with this pilot after the death of his first pilot. Oh shit, I just know this game gonna make me cry. Yes, I get to control a giant robot and run around shooting shit on different planets and stuff. Sign me up! So EA, on behalf of all of us who suck at multiplayer, I just want to say thank you for having an actual single player campaign. And please, for once in your life, don't fuck it up.
And don't fuck it up.
So there it is, my top 5 most anticipated games for the second half of 2016. Do you agree with me? Do you think I'm an idiot? Let me know in the comments down below. If you liked it, give it a like, subscribe to us. We're going to have new videos every week and a new podcast every week. Next week, Aiden's going to be making a video about the upcoming Power Rangers movie. Be sure to stick around and check that out. Till then, I've been Brett, and thank you for watching.